Hello and welcome along to round 2 of ETF1 League Season 6. We are at the Jeddah Street Circuit in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. This is the league's first time visiting this street circuit, and yes, we started the season in the Middle East and we'll head off to Melbourne for round 3. So let's take a look at the points, and Liam Jensen is in first place after his victory in Bahrain. He's in front of Hayden Veld and Solomon Fakhri. And in the constructors standings, it's Aston Martin with 37 points ahead of Ferrari and Red Bull. You've got McLaren in 4th, just ahead of Mercedes in 5th position. So let's take a look at how the drivers will line up for round 2 after qualifying. And it's Peter Morgan on pole position for Mercedes-Benz, making his ETF1 League debut ahead of his teammate Harsha Hossor, 2nd position. Only almost 0.8 of a second behind. That's his best position as well for qualifying in ETF1 League. Solomon Fakhri starting in 3rd place for Ferrari, ahead of your championship leader Liam Jensen in 4th place. Blake Williamson 3 seconds behind, starting in 5th. And then Chris Padajak, Trent Fuller didn't complete their qualifying laps, and Hayden Veld got disqualified. Let's take a look at the highlights from round 2, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The lights are out and the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix begins. The Mercedes started 1 and 2, but Harsha Hossor found himself in a bit of an incident in turn 2 as we watched the rest of the field sort themselves out on lap 1. And on lap 3, Blake Williamson settles into a rhythm and tries to chase down Chris Padajak, who finds himself hitting the wall after losing slight control of his car. And after starting in last position, by lap 3, Hayden Veld is up to 2nd place. After unfortunately getting involved in the second corner incident with Harsha Hossor, Feza finds himself lower end of the grid behind Trent Fuller. Solomon gets the move done and is up to 6th place. It's lap 6 and Hayden Veld finds himself in 1st position in an epic battle with the Mercedes driver Peter Morgan. And with the damaged front wing, Chris Padajak finds himself defending against Blake Williamson's McLaren. And with the help of some DRS, Blake gets the move done, overtaking Chris Padajak for 5th place. Chris Padajak would try his best to keep up with the McLaren while nursing that damaged front wing. And after pitting for medium tyres, Peter Morgan finds himself in the mid-pack and behind Chris Padajak. Traffic's not ideal after a pit stop, but Peter Morgan is just slicing through the grid, taking the Ferrari and McLaren back up to 3rd. After Hayden pits for tyres, he finds himself in an epic battle once again with Peter Morgan. After pitting for tyres and putting on a new front wing, Chris Padajak works to close the gap on Blake Williamson. Whilst Peter Morgan does his best to chase down Hayden Veld, and watch out for Liam Jensen closing in behind. And after chasing him down since taking his pit stop, Chris Padajak gets the move done on Blake Williamson and up into 4th place.
Hello? What's going on?
And after looking set to take the victory, Hayden Veld encounters mechanical trouble, problems with his steering wheel preventing him from going on in the race.
Incredible!
He would eventually have to pit and try to fix his problems, but Hayden Veld would just keep tumbling down the grid.
No! And the gap has increased now.
Hayden Veld would try his best to get back to the pits, but unfortunately he'd lose his front wing on the back straight. And here we have footage of Hayden Veld's technical problems in the car.
Hayden, try and get the dog into the pits.
No! My goodness! Fantastic development this is!
With the steering wheel broken, Hayden's had to take it off and drive with the shaft.
Anything can happen in Formula One, and it usually does.
And Peter Morgan crosses the line to take the victory, and Hayden Veld looks like he's about to hit the wall.
That lunatic!
I'll take that podium. I roll everyone.
And here is your top three on the podium: Peter Morgan, Liam Jensen, and Chris Padajak.
Yeah, debut ETF1, you know, race, everything good is off. I think so. On the podium, hey.
And here we go, Peter Morgan takes his debut victory in ETF1 League, and Chris Padajak
Hey,
gets driver of the day.
fuck yeah. Oh.
And the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is done. Peter Morgan takes the victory ahead of Liam Jensen and Chris Padajak. And Blake Williamson finishes in 4th place for McLaren ahead of Solomon Fakri in his Ferrari. And Harsha Hosso finishes in 6th place after starting in 2nd, but having that incident in turn 2. And we see Hayden Veld's final finishing position in 7th after his steering wheel problems, and Trent Fuller a lap behind in 8th place. So let's take a look at the driver standings after round 2, and Liam Jensen still in the lead with 43 points, and Peter Morgan shooting right up to 2nd place after his victory. And look at that, from 2nd to 5th position the gap is only 1 point. Chris Padajak on 25 points, and Blake Williamson not far behind on 20 points. As we take a look at the constructors standings, and Aston Martin are in 1st position with 59 points ahead of Ferrari with 51 points, and Mercedes 40 points, overtaking Red Bull Racing, who moved down to 4th, and McLaren moved down to 5th. Well, that wraps things up here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We'll be back at round 3 for the Australian Grand Prix at the Albert Park Circuit in Melbourne.